Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of Make That Paint Shine. Well, in the first episode, I showed you how to strip off your wax or sealant that's on your paint with Chemical Guy's Citrus Washing Gloss. Episode number 2, I showed you how to wipe down the car with an IPA solution to make sure there's absolutely no paint or sealant or any type of polymers left on the paint. All that was for this step. This is the funnest step in my opinion. We're going to clay the car. We're going to remove the contaminants that's embedded in the clear coat. Traditionally, people have used clay. This was great for about 50 years. About 50 years ago, body shops started using this. And this will effectively remove contaminants, rail dust, pollution, tree sap, overspray, anything like that that's embedded in the clear coat that washing or the alcohol solution won't remove. This will make your paint slick as glass, and this is the step that you do before you either buff the car or apply wax or sealant. There are two other items that we can use instead of clay. We can use a prep pad. This is a nanoskin auto scrub pad. It does the exact same thing as this. Or for the smaller areas, nanoskin also has a speedy prep pad sponge, and it's about that surface area of about that big. This is great for the areas around the mirrors, the A and the B pillars, things like that. Why don't we want to keep using this? Well, number one, the surface area of this is not very big. It would take me probably, I'd say about an hour or so to do this car with this clay bar. With this auto scrub pad, which I'm going to use on my DA polisher, I can do this car in about 15 minutes. Does the exact same thing. The other good thing is if you drop the pad or the sponge on the ground, you basically just pick it up, wash it off with some soap and water, and it's good to go. If you drop this clay bar on the ground, throw it away because it's so sticky it will pick up contaminants on the ground that you will not be able to get out and you will scratch your paint. Now, why do I have a baggie? Well, I'm going to show you. This is called the bag test. Just rub your hand over the paint with your hand in the bag. My goodness, you know, when you're rubbing your hand over like this, the paint doesn't feel slick, but it feels smooth. When you do this, you're able to feel every little tiny bump, and it feels like I'm rubbing on a piece of sandpaper. So I know this paint needs to be clayed because it's been almost 12 months since I've done it. And again, we're doing this step because we want to prepare a very good surface for us to do our buffing on. Please don't skip this step. If you're going to put the effort into buffing your paint, removing swirls and scratches, go ahead and take the extra time to pull all the contaminants out that you'll be able to pull out with this step. Either get you a clay bar if you want. These are the cheapest out of all this. Get you a speedy prep sponge. They have them in mitts. You can actually put your hand in it, and it's got this same material on this side. Get the auto scrub pad if you've got a DA polisher, but use one of them and clay your paint. Now, obviously, we've got to have some type of lubrication on here. If you're going to use clay, the best thing to use is a clay lubricant or some detail spray. That will allow the clay to glide very smoothly without marring the paint finish. If you're using the Speedy Prep sponge, a mitt, the auto scrub pad, then you can use that detail spray, or you can do what I do, which I get a fresh bucket of really nice soapy water. Like I'll use some McGuire's Gold Class or some Adams, just some really nice pH balanced shampoo, and I will just soak the pad and soak the area in soapy water and use the other two methods It's a lot more economical, works the exact same way. If you want to use detail spray using the clay, that's fine. In fact, I'm going to go grab some detail spray right now, and we're going to do a section of this car. Alright, so I've got some, this is what I had sitting on the shelf, some Adams detail spray. As far as a detail spray, I absolutely love this product. As a clay bar lubricant, just mist the area. And you'll hear at first, it sounds really rough. And then as it picks the contaminants up, you won't hear anything anymore. So, again, as in most of our washing and drying, we want to go in straight lines, north, south, east, west, and you'll be able to tell. And a lot of times in your clay, you'll be able to see the contaminants that are pulled out. It's kind of hard to see in a blue piece of clay, but yeah, that is just smooth as glass. But unfortunately, it would take me far too long than I want to spend doing this as opposed to using my auto scrub pad. So I'm going to go get some soapy water. I'm going to mix some Meguiar's Gold Class car wash in a bucket. I'm going to get a clean wash mitt, and I'm going to show you how fast it is doing this hood with the auto scrub pad. Alright, so on the floor I've got my bucket of hot soapy water. It's got Meguiar's Gold Class car wash in there, just because I had it on the shelf. I've got a brand new DA polisher that I'm trying out. This is the one from Harbor Freight. Supposedly it's got a lot more torque than the Porter cable, which I also use and love. And I've got my auto scrub pad on here. So it's very simple. I'm just going to take a lamb's wool wash mitt. I'm going to get the surface wet like so. And I've got this on speed, about speed 1. I'm not putting any pressure at all on this. Same thing, I'm going to move in straight lines. North, south, east, west. Just make sure that you keep the area moist. Okay, now you see how much faster that is than doing the clay bar by hand, and it is just as smooth as glass. Just as smooth as it is over here. So as you can see, there's very little, well, you probably can't see, but just make sure if you're going to use the soap and water method, make sure to keep some good lubricant, because this does tend to sling this off just a little bit. Keep it on about speed 1 to 1.5 at the most, and don't put any downward pressure on there. Just let the weight of the machine do the work for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clay bar all the surfaces that I can get with this auto scrub pad. And the areas that I can't, especially around the grill and the bumper and stuff where this is just too big, I'm just going to go ahead and use the clay bar since I already have it out. I could use a Speedy Prep sponge if I wanted, but it doesn't matter. All three of them will give you the exact same type of finish. It's just how fast you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this car back. I'm going to pull it outside, give us one final rinse off to get all the soap off, and then bring it back in and let you see what a difference it's made.